They don't need that up close and personal to me.
All right, I got Coach Deifel. Eric? Ethan?
I'll start, I guess. Courtney, just it felt like, it was going to be whatever team, finally came through and it was your team. And how big was that for Lauren to, well, first of all, to get the runner over to second and Lauren to come through?
Yeah, I mean, that whole sequence was huge. I lost my voice somewhere along the way, and I'm not really sure. Sound like a dude a little bit, but the whole sequence was huge. So Jimmy just, holding, keeping her zone, not stretching in that moment. And that moment can sometimes take over you and be really big, and you stretch trying to, make something happen. And she just trusted her eye to get on. And then Rylan executed a bunt. And there's not many times Rylan's been asked to bunt in her career, but for her to get it done in that moment was so huge. And then Lauren she had good looks all day. She looked really good. She was hitting it on the nose. And so it was so big time, but it was just manufacturing a run and figuring out whatever it was going to take. And our Mo and our defense gave us a chance to get to that point. They were outstanding today. So it was a collective team effort, and it was an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. I'm glad that we broke through.
Yeah, talking about how, y'all have been getting some good looks. I think stranded maybe 7 runners before that last inning. How whenever you're in a pitcher's duel like that, how do you keep the team just kind of with that belief of like at some point we can break through?
Well, I think the big thing is how much energy we were getting from our defense. I think we were getting some good looks. I think we ended up with 15 quality at bats at the end of the game, and so that's what it's all about, is just grinding. And if it doesn't fall your way, just taking the information. And, we were getting runners on, we just weren't getting the timely hitting. But when Morgan was as good as she was and our defense was as good as it was, you just get so much energy and confidence of just kind of knowing like, hey, we'll get it. Just keep staying the course. And it was just huge.
And last thing I'll ask is, that talking about the defense, the play by Lauren to end the top half of that inning, did you feel like that might maybe just, it felt like, the offense maybe just had some momentum, coming out there after that?
Yeah. Oh, I felt that a couple times. I mean, she made some really big plays today. She was so good at short, and she got a couple tricky hops. She trusted her glove. She turned a big double play. She made a good backhand, and I felt that a couple times. But that's also the thing of the game is, those were probably their best hit balls. And when your shortstop's fielding them, no problem. It takes the momentum right back, even though they might be feeling a little better in that moment. They got a good contact. You make an outstanding play like that, and it takes the momentum right back. So they stayed the course. They just handled the emotion of the game really well today, and found a way to get it done. Really proud of them.
Courtney? Courtney, Big Trail?
Eric's ready now.
Eric?
I'm ready. This I believe is the 3rd straight game Arkansas Alabama's played extra inning games. Y'all just want to play lengthy games, apparently.
Yeah, we don't like to score off each other very much. We just want to, show our pitching and our defense. No, it's like something about our matchups that just call for extra innings. And, I think it went our way one time. It didn't go our way the second. And so I'm tired. I'm good with it now. We don't need to make this a longer trend than 3 games. Hopefully we're both good with it.
Morgan and the defense, do they feed off each other? It seems as when you're making great defensive plays, it seems like a great pairing there, and Morgan got even more confidence the game went on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's so fiery, and when she's just trusting her stuff, and she knows, like, she just had really good command today and dealing on her defense, and with her, like, her passion and confidence and how fiery she is, you can't help but feed off her. Like, it just fuels everyone around her.
Yeah, Lauren, just talk us through the at-bat. What were you kind of looking for, and how did it feel to come through with that?
It felt really good. I was just trying to put the ball in play, not swing super hard, and just hoping it found a hole, just trying to get something done, swing at strikes.
How did it feel, the moment you realized, hey, this is going to end the game, and you got to see your teammates just celebrate it?
Yeah, it felt really good. I mean, we were working all game to try to get one across, and when we finally did it, it was just like relief that we finally got it across.
Yeah, you had made like good contact. It seemed like most times at the plate. Just how whenever you're in a pitcher's duel like that, and it's just which team can kind of score first. How do you just kind of stay locked in and like trusting that at some point you'll come through?
Yeah, I mean, she's a really good pitcher, so just trusting that. I mean, my first two at bats were really good, and I was hitting the ball hard, and it just wasn't falling my way. So just trusting that I was on time and I was ready for it, and that hopefully things were going to fall my way at some point. And when you face a really good pitcher, it's not always going to go your way every single at bat. So just believing in myself, even when it wasn't going my way.
And last thing I'll ask is, you had a great defensive play before in the top half of the inning. How much of that does a play like that kind of just it felt like the offense was kind of ready to get going there in the bottom half?
Yeah, I felt like it was huge. I mean, it was a big momentum shifter. I mean, a good play gives us a lot of energy going into the offensive half. So hopefully brings us good energy and bring good mojo to the play after you make a good play.
So Morgan, congratulations on a win. Just what was working for you? I mean, to go that long and keep them scoreless, there had to be a lot of stuff that you felt like you were strong with.
So I just trusted my pitches throughout the game, and I knew they were struggling with low and they were hitting off of my elevated pitches. So I had to make sure that I kept my drop balls down, and that's what I did to succeed.
Whenever you decided you wanted to come to Arkansas for your final year, was this kind of the type of stage and game that you envisioned yourself getting to go into?
Yeah, coming here, I expected a bigger crowd, and I liked pitching in front of a bigger crowd. It's very different compared to where I've been before, but it's definitely gives me more energy to do better in games.
Talk about your defense some behind you. I know Lauren, before she hit the walk-off, she made that great play at shortstop. How good were they for you tonight?
Yeah, I trust my defense 24/7, whether it's in practice and games, whatever. I just trust them, and I know they're gonna do great behind me.
Last thing I'll ask you is just how much have you felt like the team is starting to maybe figure things out and get stronger as the season goes?
Yeah, we're just continuing to grow as people and players. Whatever mistakes we make, we always learn from it, and we always make sure that we respond every time. So that's just what we've been doing, and it's working.
That's all I have. I don't know if anybody else is. Oh, Eric's here.
Yeah,
Eric?
I'll just ask, what's it like when you're in a pitcher's duel like that, like you were tonight? As you know, you're matching pitch for pitch with another great pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, the other pitcher is a great pitcher too, and I just knew that I had to make sure to feed my defense and keep that ball down in order to just keep it low score, and so that's just what I did.
What went through your mind there in that bottom of the ninth when that base hit went through, drove in the run, then they review it? Give me what you're going through all your mind during all that.
I mean, we did this in practice. We were prepared for it, and we just knew that just like there's mistakes that happened in the past about leaving early, and we just learned from it, and it worked today. So
Congrats.